Hello Yeti Hunters. Been a while since we did the last video, but it seems to be going well. That was the gnomes video. Now, I had a few comments, people saying they'd never heard of that and thought that was really strange. Check this next one out. This one is ridiculously strange. Please excuse me, I have a cold. In September 1931, the Irving family, consisting of James, Margaret and a 13-year-old daughter named Voirée, claimed they heard persistent scratching, rustling and vocal noises behind their farmhouse's wooden wall panels that variously resembled a ferret, a dog or a baby. The Irving's farm was located at Cashin's Gap, near the small hamlet of Dalby on the Isle of Man in the British Isles. According to the Irvings, a creature named Gef, also referred to as a talking mongoose or the DALBY Spook, introduced itself and told them it was a mongoose born in New Delhi, India in 1852. According to the daughter, Voirée, Gef was the size of a small rat with yellowish fur and a large bushy tail. The story was given extensive coverage by the tabloid press in Britain in the early 1930s, and the Irving's claims also gained the attention of parapsychologists and ghost hunters such as Harry Price, Hereward Carrington and Nando Fodor. Some investigators of the era as well as contemporary critics have concluded that Voirée Irving used ventriloquism and family collusion to perpetuate the hoax. The Irvings say that Gef communicated to them that he was an extra clever mongoose, an earthbound spirit and a ghost in the form of a mongoose, and once said, "I am a freak, I have hands and I have feet, and if you saw me you'd faint, you'd be petrified, mummified, turned into stone or a pillar of salt." The Irvings made various claims about Gef. He supposedly guarded their house and informed them of the approach of any guests or any unfamiliar dog. They said that if someone had forgotten to put out the fire at night, Gef would go down and stop the stove. The Irvings claimed Gef would also wake people up when they overslept, and whenever mice got into the house, Gef supposedly assumed the role of the cat, although he preferred to scare them rather than kill them. The Irvings say they gave Gef biscuits, chocolates and bananas, and food was left for him in a saucer suspended from the ceiling, which he took when he thought no one was watching. The Irvings claimed the mongoose regularly accompanied them on trips to the market, but always stayed on the other side of the hedges, chatting incessantly. The story of Gef became extremely popular in the tabloid press, and many journalists flocked to the Isle to catch a glimpse of the creature. Several other people, both locals and visitors, claimed to have heard Gef's voice, and two claimed to have seen it. However, any physical evidence was seriously lacking. Footprints, stains on the walls and hair samples claimed to be evidence of Gef were identified as belonging to the Irving sheepdog, as were several photos which were claimed by the Irvings to depict Gef. Margaret and Voirée Irving left the home in 1945 after the death of James Irving. They reportedly had to sell the farm at a loss because it had a reputation of being haunted. In 1946, Leslie Graham, who bought their farm, claimed in the press that he had shot and killed Gef. The body displayed by Graham was, however, black and white and much larger than the famous mongoose, and Voirée Irving was certain that it was not Gef. She died in 2005. In an interview published late in life, she maintained that Gef was not her creation. In 1935, the same year, the editor of The Listener, Richard S. Lambert, and his friend, world-famous paranormal investigator Harry Price, went to the Isle of Man to investigate the case and produced the book The Haunting of Cashin's Gap. They avoided saying that they believed the story but were careful to report it objectively. Harry Price asked Reginald Pocock of the Natural History Museum to evaluate paw prints allegedly made by Gef in plasticine, together with an impression of the supposed tooth marks. Pocock could not match them to any known animal, though he conceded that one of them might have been conceivably made by a dog. He did state that none of the markings had been made by a mongoose. The diaries of James Irving, along with reports about the case, are in Harry Price's archive in the Senate House Library at the University of London. Price visited the Irvings and observed double walls of wooden panelling covering the interior rooms of the old stone farmhouse, which featured considerable interior airspace between stone and wood walls that makes the whole house one great speaking tube, with walls like soundboards. By speaking into one of the many apertures in the panels, it should be possible to convey the voice to various parts of the house. Nandor Fodor, research officer for the International Institute for Psychical Research, stayed at the Irving's house for a week without seeing or hearing Gef. Fodor did not believe deliberate deception had occurred and moulded a complex psychological theory to explain Gef based on split-off part of Jimmy Irving's personality. Although some psychic investigators thought that Gef was a poltergeist or a ghost, skeptics, including residents of the Isle of Man, believe the Irving family had colluded to perpetuate a hoax that was originated by the daughter. An Isle of Man Examiner reporter wrote that he caught the girl making noises. Her father tried to convince him the sound came from somewhere else. According to Joe Nickel, researchers have suspected the daughter of Waré used ventriloquism and other tricks, the effects of which were hyped by family members, reporters in search of a story, and credulous paranormalists. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Really weird, I did tell you. They get stranger and stranger. Find another really weird one, we'll do a video on it. How's that? Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment. We've had some great comments this last couple of videos. It's been brilliant. Keep watching, share everything, get us on Twitter, all the socials, at the Urban Yeti Hunters. Cheers, thanks for watching.